A very good afternoon, students. Welcome to your English live class today. I hope you can hear me. If you just let me know whether you can hear me, it would be very grateful. And if you can hear me, then we will start the class. Yes, Ahana, I hope you can hear me, right? Ira? Vanshika? Yes, I hope you people can hear me, right? So, students, today we are going to deal with the topic articles, and in the last class also we were speaking about discussing and learning about articles, and today we will be further learning about the usage of the indefinite article the, and today we will be completing the topic, right? So in the last class, when we discussed about this particular topic, we learned the definition and we learned different articles, different kinds of articles, and the total number of articles and which are there. These are all what we learned in the last class. So let's have a quick recap of what we have learned in the last class right now. Okay? So in the last class, we came to know that an article is indeed an adjective itself. Why? Because an article is a word that used to modify a noun. And when we say an article modifies a noun, the noun, the word which includes here are a person, a place, an object or an idea, right? And then we came to know the list of articles which exist in English language. They are a, an and the. Then again further we learn the division of articles. The articles are of two kinds. They are definite article and indefinite article. The definite article includes the, and indefinite article includes a or a and an. Okay, just a minute. And that's all we learned. And to identify the usage of indefinite article, to learn the usage of indefinite article, that means where to use indefinite article, we came to know that we have to divide the alphabets into two groups. Okay, so the division of the alphabets based on the sounds which they produce are vowels and consonants, right? So there are 5 vowels in English language which we learned in the last class are A, E, I, O, U, and the consonants which exist in English language are B, C, D, F, G, H, J, K, L, M, N, P, Q, R, S, T, V, W, X, Y, Z, right? And in the last class itself I told you this consonants group is further divided into two groups which are called semi-vowels, in which W and Y are the semi-vowel letters of English language, right? So in the next slide we are going to discuss the usage of the articles a and the. So here we discussed and came to know that a is used in front of singular countable nouns, okay, and also the second rule is that the singular countable noun with which we are using a should start with a consonant sound. So consonant sound means, we discussed in the last class, it's other than the vowels. Okay. So if a singular countable noun produces or starts with the sound of a consonant, then in front of that we can use a. And I told you, a is not used based on the spelling. So don't get confused. This is what was the main point which I discussed with you in the last class, that if you see any noun which is starting with a consonant letter, don't get confused and use a before that. You have to check the sound of that particular word. If that word is starting with a consonant sound, then only you have to use a before it. And I told you a sample, that was hour, H-O-U-R, hour. Even though the spelling starts with H, the sound is with ow, which is a consonant, which is a vowel sound, so that we use an before our, an hour. Okay. Now, in the last class again we discussed about the usage of an, where we learned that an is used in front of a singular countable noun which is not specific, and the second rule of using an is that the singular countable noun must start with a vowel sound to use an before that. So, in the previous class we had a discussion about the sound that the vowels are producing. So, in the last class I told you A is the letter, the sound of A is A. E is the letter, the sound of E is A. I is the letter or vowel, the sound is I or E. O is the vowel, the sound is O itself. U is the vowel, the sound is U or aha. So these were the discussions which we did in the last class. And these vowels, children, when they join together, then also they produce certain vowel sounds. O, U. You know, my name is Pauline. So, ow sound is produced when O and U are joined together. Like that, when E and E, double E, comes in a letter, in a vowel, or when it is there in a vowel, it produces the sound E, long E sound. For example, eel, E-E-L, eel. Okay, anil. Okay. So children, there are vowels when they are standing alone, they produce individual sounds, as well as when they are joined together also they are producing individual open sounds. That's why you must be very careful, not with the spelling but with the sound of vowel only you should identify the usage of an. Okay. If a noun which is a singular countable noun starts with E is wrong, Ahana Gupta, it is egg, E-double-G. Okay. If a singular countable noun starts with a vowel sound, then only you can use an before that. In the last class we have discussed about uniform and umbrella ensembles. Okay. So this quick recap is over here, and now let's discuss and see the usage of the today. There are further rules about the use of a and an that we will discuss in the next slide. Now let's see the usage of the. We use the in front of all the nouns, means whether it is singular or whether it is plural, and whether it is countable or whether it is uncountable, we will use the. Okay. Only singular countable noun, that word is applicable for the usage for the articles a and an only. But for the, this rule is not applicable. That means we can use the with all the nouns irrespective of its number or irrespective of its countability. That means whether it is singular or plural, or whether it is countable or uncountable, we can use the before it to describe someone or something specific or unique. But the condition is that the noun with which we are using the article the should be someone or something specific. Particular, specific means particular, or unique means one of its kind. Means I am going to tell you in Hindi for you to understand. अगर हम कोई वस्तु और कोई इंसान के बारे बात करते हैं जिसके साथ में हम द जोड़ना चाहते हैं, तो कंडीशन ये है कि वो सिंगुलर हो सकता है, प्लूरल हो सकता है, काउंटेबल हो सकता है, अनकाउंटेबल हो सकता है, हम उसके पहले द यूज कर सकते हैं। तो भी हमको सबसे ज़्यादा ध्यान इस पे देना है कि वो व्यक्ति और वो चीज़ जो भी है वो कुछ स्पेसिफिक मतलब स्पेशल होना चाहिए। ठीक है। सेकंड क्या है, वो उसकी जैसा सिर्फ एक ही होना चाहिए दुनिया में। उसकी जैसा अगर एक ही चीज़ है वो दुनिया पे, और अगर नहीं तो वो कुछ स्पेसिफिक है, स्पेशल है। हमने ऑलरेडी कोई एक चीज़ को ही हम मेंशन करना चाहते हैं, तभी हम उसके सामने द यूज कर सकता है। आई होप यू अंडरस्टूड व्हाट आई एम टेलिंग। फॉर एग्जाम्पल, वन ऑफ इट्स काइंड और यूनिक। व्हाट इज द मीनिंग ऑफ वन ऑफ इट्स काइंड एंड यूनिक मीन्स वैसा एक ही चीज़ ही दुनिया पे होना चाहिए। फॉर एग्जाम्पल, ताजमहल, देर इज ओनली वन ताजमहल in the world, there is no second Taj Mahal, so we can use the in front of Taj Mahal. Another example is, I am going to speak about a cat. Listen the sentence what I am speaking now. I have a pet cat. The cat is black in color. Listen my first sentence. I have a pet cat. So here I am speaking about a particular cat out of all the cats in the world. I hope you understood. I have a pet cat. Now you know in next sentence about which cat I am speaking. The next sentence I am going to speak not about all the cats in the world. I am going to speak about my cat, my pet cat. I am not going to speak about the cat which is there in my neighbor's house. I am not going to speak about all the cats in the world. But I am going to speak about the cat which is there in my house, which is my pet cat. Right? I have a pet cat. The cat is black in color or black and white in color, whatever it may be. The cat, when I am using the before the cat in the second sentence, children, I mean a specific cat. Means मैं एक specific cat के बारे में बात कर रहा हूँ। वो cat जो है मेरा और मेरी pet cat है। समझ में आया आपको? तो जब आप कुछ specific चीज़ के लिए और स्पेसिफिक पर्सन के बारे में बात करना चाहते हैं, तभी आप उसके सामने द यूज कर सकता है। सेकंड क्या है, वो उसकी जैसा सिर्फ एक ही होना चाहिए दुनिया में, जैसे ताजमहल, तभी आप द उसके सामने यूज कर सकते हैं। ओके, दैट इज व्हाट इज द मीनिंग ऑफ that we use the in front of all the nouns to describe someone or something specific or unique. The lotus temple, the lotus and the sun temple, okay, and the Taj Mahal, the Red Fort, the earth, the Pacific Ocean, and you can use the in front of the name of ship also. For example, the Titanic, the Queen Elizabeth, and you can use the in front of the names of rivers, the Yamuna, the Ganga. You can use the in front of the name of books. For example, the Jungle Book, the Bible, the Quran, the Bhagavad Gita, and you can use the in front of the buildings. the Eiffel Tower and the Liberty of statue. You can use the in front of the names of mountains and peaks. For example, the Himalaya, the Mount Everest, the Mount K2, the Alps, etc. So children, I hope you understood where we can use the. The is used, it's not I. You can use a ship, but if the ship's name is there, then in front of that ship's name you have to use the. For example, you can use the in front of the name of a ship, in front of the name of anything which is only one of its kind in the world, and you can use it in front of the name of ships, rivers, buildings and oceans, seas, mountains, peaks, etc. Okay. Now, let's see the next slide. Tapan Sharma, I have doubt whether you understood the usage of the. If you are mentioning about the paper or pen which you are using in the first sentence, then in the second sentence only you can use the to speak about that particular thing again. Okay, you be very careful about this particular usage. Now, look at this slide. Here, article, there are some things to remember. Okay, so in this particular slide we are going to see the things which we have to remember about using articles. So listen here. Will you please look at the slide which you can see in the monitor or on the screen of your mobile. Instead of typing, at least for 5 minutes, you please concentrate on the slide, children, so that you will not miss the poems, right? Look here. We use a before a vowel pronounced as Y, so as in a uniform. Now I hope you understood why I was repeatedly telling you about the semi-vowel when you saw the second slide. The second slide I told you, from the consonants we take out 2 letters and a separate group is formed. For that group we call it semi-vowels, and the letters which are there are Y and W. You know, these Y and W are very tricky letters in English language. This Y and W at the same time work as consonant as well as, just like it produces a sound just like that of vowels also. That's why it is called as semi-vowels. Semi means what, you know? Final ke pehle. Semi-final. We call semi-final. Final ke pehle. मतलब आधा रास्ता पहुंच गया. So here semi-vowel means Y and W are half vowel and half consonant. Y and W can create the sound of, it can make the sound of W also, it can make the sound of vowels also, it can make the sound of consonant also. In some particular words, maybe starting with a vowel sound, some particular words may be starting with the consonant sounds with these 2 letters, so that they are called a semi-vowels. Children, stop writing and look at the screen. Example is, what is the sound of Y when it is a consonant? When Y is a consonant, the sound of Y is ya, just like yes. When you say yes, Y has the sound of ya. When you say Yamuna, Yamuna is a proper noun, okay, only one of its kind, so in front of that we use the only. But I am telling the sample for you to understand the sound. So when we write Y and start Yamuna, the sound is ya. So when Y is a consonant, the sound of Y is ya. But when So when Y works as a vowel, the sound of the Y is E. For example, I will tell you the sample. F-L-Y. Children, what is F-L-Y? You just try to read it yourself. How do you read F-L-Y? We read it fly, right? So you see, when we write F-L-Y, fly, it is ending with the sound I. Have you heard the sound I? Fly. So when Y is working as a vowel, it creates two sounds. One is I mostly and sometimes E sound. Okay. That is why this first line is written here. We use A before a vowel pronounced as Y so as in a uniform. A uniform. You see the sound of this particular U is here, Ya. Have you heard Ya? So in front of uniform, even though the spelling is U, we used A. Why? Because here this U makes the sound of Y, Ya sound. Okay. Next is we use A in descriptions of people to talk about their jobs. My sister is a teacher. My brother is a doctor. My father is a computer operator. My sister is a nurse. So when we want to describe the job of the people, in front of their job, we always use A. Now, look at the usage of an. We use an before the letter H when it is silent, so as in an hour. So, some of the words may be starting with H, but if the H is silent, then in front of that we will not use A, we will use only an. Now read the second rule. We use an in descriptions of people to talk about their job. Condition is that the job should start with a vowel sound. Okay, for example, an artist. My brother is an artist. Okay. Now, look at the third column, the. We use the before ordinal numbers. What are ordinal numbers, children? First, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth. Okay. So, these numbers are called the ordinal numbers. So, we use the before ordinal numbers. Your maths teacher might have told you. The first child, the third bag, the fifth bench, the 10th bird, the 11th child, like that. Okay. Now, the is used before all the superlatives. Already we have learned about the comparative and superlative degrees. When I taught you the superlative degrees, I told you in front of superlative degrees we must and should use the. For example, the tallest, the highest, the strongest, the prettiest. So in front of all the superlative degrees we have to use the. And now we use the when we talk about musical instruments, geographical features, river, mountain ranges, island, etc. I already told you samples. Titles of newspapers and famous buildings. So we use the before musical instruments, the piano, the violin, the guitar, examples. The geographical features, the Ganga, Yamuna, the Himalayas, the Alps, islands, the Andaman and Nicobar islands, the Lakshadweep islands. Okay. Now, title of not only newspapers, title of the books also. For example, I told you the Jungle Books and the Hindu, the Times of India, the Deccan Chronicle, etc. Okay, and we use the in front of famous buildings. For example, the Red Fort, the Gateway of India, the India Gate, the Qutub Minar, the Charminar, etc. Okay. So I hope you understood the usage of articles A and the complete topic is over by today. Let's have a quick recap. Article is indeed an adjective because it modifies a noun, and there are three articles in English language: a, an, and the. And the articles are divided into two categories: definite article and indefinite article. And to know the usage of indefinite article, we divide the alphabets into two groups. They are vowels and consonants are again divided into one more group, that is called the semi-vowels. And Y and W are the letters which are in the group of semi-vowels, and in the vowel category A, E, I, O, U are used. Right. The rest of the letters are consonants, and we discussed about the use of a, an, and the. A and an are used in front of singular countable nouns, and A is used in front of all the singular countable nouns which starts with a consonant sound. An is used in front of all the singular countable nouns which starts with a vowel sound. And the is used in front of all the nouns which are specific or unique. Now, we use a in front of, we use a before a vowel pronounced as y, means with a y sound. And we use a in descriptions of people to talk about their jobs. And we use an also to speak about the job of the people, but condition is that the job must start with a vowel sound. And if H is silent in a noun, and if the word is starting with H and H is silent, then in that case we use an before it. Okay. And the usage of the, when we talk about, we use the in front of ordinal numbers and in front of all the superlatives and in front of musical instruments, geographical features, title of newspapers, books and famous buildings. I hope students you understood the usage of articles through this class. If you have any doubt, feel free to contact me. Today I will be giving you some homeworks in your Google Classroom. Please refer it for your homework. Till we meet in the next class, be safe and take care. See you in the next class. Bye bye.